Hello, Commissioners.
Christie.
When I spoke at the Commissioners meeting previously, I suggested having a committee of non-paid, non-political, and knowledgeable volunteers to help with various aspects of the shelter. There are several of us that have helped in shelters, have had fundraisers, volunteered at adoption events, know how to read an animal's behavior, and have been in rescue for many years that can and are willing to help to make up this committee and willing to train volunteers and can continue to do these things which will save the county money. Volunteers are crucial. Without the interaction, excuse me, animals become depressed and withdrawn and then become less adoptable. Getting to know the animals, volunteers will be able to pair the right animal with the right family, which means less returns. If you will research even a little, you will see that the most successful shelters with the lowest euthanasia rates are the ones utilizing volunteers. A lot of these shelters have committees in place. The only reason that our shelter hasn't welcomed volunteers for years is the abuse and the neglect they wanted to hide. The state inspections and investigations have proven this many times. Contracting out the shelter in an attempt to try another approach failed because of hiring a company that makes their money off of animals. In this case, the more the animals they killed, the less food, meds, bedding, and staff they needed, and lined their pockets in cheating our community. The county imposed a contract that completely benefited the contracted, not our community. If the county intends to contract it out again, at least have mandatory guidelines that includes a high survival rate with animals going to rescue and being adopted and required to apply for grants to offset the cost. They need to make sure all animals are spayed and neutered before they leave, and if not old enough, they need to be scheduled, followed up, and reminded. It is the only way for the shelter to stop contributing to the overpopulation. Scheduling and follow-ups are another things that volunteers can do. It's free labor for the county. A very important requirement for a new director is transparency. We have not had that in the past, and many non-compliances and violations expose why they weren't transparent. We do not feel that the county leaders are putting forth an honest effort in actively seeking a qualified person to oversee the shelter, and it's past time to find someone to clean up the disgrace our county should feel from the disarray that the shelter management has been in for far too long. Possibly seek an outside source if necessary. In the hiring process, there needs to be people that know the daily needs and what a director should know going into the position. If you do not know anything about the jobs or qualifications needed for the job, you cannot hire the right person for that particular job. As it is now, people are being hired and left to sink or swim, and the animals suffer and pay the price for that with their lives. We realize 6 of you weren't here when it all started, but you are the ones here now, and you have the ability to stop the cruel cycle of the wrong people running the shelter, and the power to allow this community to participate in our shelter, just like so many successful no-kill shelters.
Your time's up.
We are hoping that you, faces of our community, will give us an answer, and soon.
Thank you.
We look forward to your answer. You have my email.
Thank you, Christie.